Well, hello there. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the 30. This is your host, Patrick. I am, let's see, so excited about today's show. I'm telling you, there are people that you watch if you are into live streaming, if you're into podcasts. There are people that you watch and you may watch them from afar, but they have a tremendous impact on what you do and in terms of the morning. And this young lady, I'm going to call her young, but this lady is one of those people that I watch on LinkedIn from time to time, and I watch her from afar. I don't comment, but I love her content. And I reached out to her. We couldn't do it last week, and this week it worked out. And I'm so excited. I know that you are going to be excited too. So stick around. But this is the 30. The 30, of course, is a production of the Jackman Group LLC. And the Jackman Group, we are a training and development firm. We train leaders, we develop leaders, we coach leaders. We also help teams enhance the effectiveness and their efficiency. So that's what we do at the Jackman Group. This is episode 192. Can you imagine that? Episode 192. We're working our way up to 200, and you're going to hear a lot more about episode 200. We're going into our fourth year of streaming. We're going into year number 4, where we provide information and give you the knowledge and talk to those that are doing some positive things. The purpose of the 30 is basically to provide you with valuable and relevant information and knowledge to help you improve your personal, professional, and spiritual life. So thank you for joining us again on today. Do me a huge favor. Make sure you like and share this broadcast. If you're watching us from YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. And that is at the 30 with Patrick. So do that for me. We would love it. We would enjoy it if you can subscribe to our channel. So today we're going to be talking about fostering a winning mindset. So if you have any ideas, if you've gone through anything, right, we know that, of course, the path to success, there's some landmines along the way. So I'm going to introduce you to Cassandra Terry, and I spoke with her earlier today, and I tell you that I'm excited. I am excited. So let's bring her in. Cassandra, welcome to the 30. It's great to have you here. How are you?
Thank you, Patrick. I am doing great, and I'm excited to be here as well. And congratulations, 192, 4 years. Those are some major numbers. That's consistency. So I applaud what you've accomplished already.
Well, thank you so very much. Thank you. So tell our viewers, who is Cassandra Terry and what does she do? And give us a little background of you.
All right. So Cassandra Terry first is a lover of God. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I am a leader at a corporate a corporate Fortune 100 company. And I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a coach. You touched on it. This whole subject matter that you have here is what I believe my life purpose is about. All those other things are things that I do, but this mindset coaching work is so pivotal and so core to who I am. So I have been doing coaching in that space and really helping people gather themselves and hear the words that are playing in their heads, because I believe that the voice within wins, and what we believe to be true about ourselves is going to set the tone for how our lives unfold more than any external circumstance ever will. So that's me in a nutshell, Patrick.
Wow. That's a lot. You do a lot, Cassandra. Oh my gosh. How do you have time to do all these things?
Well, I was a project manager by trade for many years, and so I definitely learned how to make the most of my time. So I'm an extreme time blocker. I have my day segmented and blocked for particular activities, and I try my best to stick to those, or if I get off path, to get back to them as quickly as possible. Otherwise, I always feel like I should be doing something other than what I'm doing. So I love my calendar and blocking out so that I am able to give my all to whatever thing I'm doing, because I do one thing at a time. Right now, this is the only thing that matters. It's yes to you, which means no to everything else. So I can show up as my best self. And when this is done, it'll be yes to the next thing and no to everything else. So that's how I do it.
Awesome, awesome. So you don't believe in the myth that's called multitasking, because I tell folks all the
Fallacy.
time there's
It's
no
not
such
real.
thing.
It's
There's
not
no such
real.
thing.
We are
So
not capable of doing more than one thing at a time. We think we are, but at any moment we're only focused on that one thing. And
that's
and
right.
unfortunately, because we're not truly focused on it, because we're trying to multitask, we never give it our all. We never give everything to that thing. So if we really want to accelerate completing tasks and getting things done, focus on one at a time so that you can do it well, do it to completion, and then you're ready to take on the next one. So no, multitasking is not real.
See, that's why I'm so excited, because I feel that we have so much in common, right?
Hmm.
Just that one thing, just watching you over the last 3 or 4 months on your daily show. I was like, wow, we have so much in common. I gotta get her on the 30. So thank you for saying yes.
And
So
thank you
let's
for
talk.
asking me. The invitation was, it came out as a surprise, but it's a welcome surprise, and I'm so glad to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So tell our viewers now your morning show. Tell our
Hmm.
viewers what it is and some of the topics. I know you talk about Focus Friday, it's Motivation
Exactly.
Monday, and every day is something else. So tell our viewers about that.
Correct. That's it. So you have been watching. I love
I,
that.
to-
Thank you for
I
that,
told
Patrick.
you.
So my show is the Cassandra Terry Morning Show, and it's me and three of my friends that are like family that I have never laid eyes on other than the glass, just like I'm looking at you guys right now, or like you're looking at me. We met on social media, but we were all doing rooms and doing different things, and we ended up showing up in the same places time and time again. And I had been running a daily show for quite a while. I hadn't, it didn't have a name like it does now and the formatting that it does now, but I've been showing up on social media. And you're right, on Mondays, I'm with Eric and friends, and that's Motivation Monday. Tuesday through Thursday is the Tuesday through Friday is the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. And on Tuesdays, we talk about the power of transformation. On Wednesdays, Wake Up Wednesday, we talk about intentionality and how it can accelerate you achieving the life that you desire. On Thursdays, my favorite day of the week, we talk about gratitude. Thursdays are thankful Thursdays, and we make a point of, on all the different forms of social media, getting the comments going, starting our day with gratitude, and just, putting some light into the darkness, focusing on what we have and our abundance versus the things that we don't have and the things we're wishing for, that mindset. And then Fridays is, like you said, is Focus Friday.
Folks, she called me out earlier. We chatted earlier this today. and I told her that I watched the show, and she said, "So why don't you comment?" So she
I had no idea. He's incognito.
so that leads us, folks. If you have a comment or question for either Cassandra or I, go ahead and please drop it in the chat, right? Because we would love to hear from you. Would love to see who's out there, as well as please share, like, and share this broadcast. Thank you. So, Cassandra, let's talk about your entrepreneurial journey. When did it start? And what got you moving from, because you still have your corporate job, right?
I
What,
do. I still have my
okay.
corporate job, and I love it very much. But you were very gracious when you said young lady. I'm young at heart, but other than that, not so much. So eventually the corporate career will wind down, and I'm building up my passion. I spend time every single day working on my business, which is manifesting miracle makers. If I didn't know better, Patrick, I would say it started as an accident, but I know better. It was a divine download. I had this January. I had this right after Christmas one day. My husband and I were traveling, getting ready to go for some R&R. And as I was just kind of relaxed in the car, I had this just feeling about throwing a vision board party. I'd never done that before. I'd heard about them. I'd sort of been around that space, but I'd never actually participated. And it was a real clear directive. Throw a vision board party on January 1st at noon. And I was like, nobody's coming to anything at January 1st at noon because they have celebrated the new year before that. But it just wouldn't go away, the pull towards it. So I did it. And don't worry about who to invite. You're going to see the faces, and the people who are supposed to be there will be there. So I threw this vision board party, and it was amazing. It was a spiritual experience. Those women cried. They opened up their hearts about their dreams and what they wanted to do with their lives. And from there, I kept getting asked to do other things. And after that, I ended up publishing a book and about vision board parties and how to prepare for them so that you don't just treat it like a craft project. And all along, I had started doing some coaching within my company. And I decided I wanted to do more. I wanted to coach outside the walls of my company. And so I began to do that. And that's when my business really took off. And I started to take on clients and do online training and coaching and all sorts of things. And so it's been about getting close to 4 years that in some form or another, this business has been growing. But it started as saying yes to an unction, a feeling on the inside of something that I should do. And when I was obedient to that, everything else just started to open up. And I never would have thought from that one yes that one day I'd be sitting here having this conversation with you. But that's where it all
Awesome.
began.
Awesome. What a blessing. Praise God for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So did you have any a background of entrepreneurship? Uh, do you come from a family of entrepreneurs? Where did that spark come
I
from?
think that spirit comes from my mom. So not
Okay.
so much a full background of entrepreneurs, but my mom she always had that side hustle. She was always doing something. She always found ways to get involved in things and to bring people together. And she was selling this, that, or the other thing. She's running a candle company now where she's doing candles and room sprays, all organic type stuff. And I remember her doing things from the time I was young. And that just kind of stuck with me, I guess, because I've never not wanted to work. I enjoy that. But there was always something that I felt like I needed to do for myself. There was always something that I could do more without the constraints of building someone else's dream. I always
Mhm.
wanted the space to build mine. But I really think now that you make me think about it, I think it comes from my mother.
There you go, mom. That's
Yep.
fantastic. She hustle to
Hustle.
make
She's a
things
hustler.
work, and yeah, and look at the fruit now, right? So that's
Right.
fantastic. Yeah, yeah. Now, are you with your kids? I imagine they're probably seeing you do this. What are they saying?
My children are some of my biggest cheerleaders. They are extremely proud right now. They are telling their friend. Now my kids are adults. So I've got children from the age of almost 35 down to the youngest one will be 21 in December. So all adult age children, but they've seen me grow me, evolve over time, become a separate entity from just mom. They've seen that evolution, and it's paid off. I see that in them too. They have their entrepreneurial things that they're involved in, so it's wonderful to see that tradition carry forward. But they're really proud, and they are not shy about. They poke fun at me too, but they definitely let me know that they're proud of what I've got going on.
That's fantastic. So you're setting that example for them. If they want to become entrepreneurs, they're seeing you as the example. Great. So I'm talking to Cassandra Terry. She's an author. She's an entrepreneur. She's a life coach. She's a manager in corporate. She's doing it all. She's doing it all. She's a host of a morning show, and overall a great person. So if
Thank
you
you.
would like to go ahead and drop us a comment, if you have a question or you just want to say hi, go ahead and do that. I'm sure she would love it. Let's see. Someone, Kim says,
Hi,
Cassandra, you're an
Kim.
amazing woman. So positive and supportive. Love it.
Thank you, Kim.
There we go. Now, we said that you are an author. I know you have a book coming out soon. So let's talk about that.
My newest
Congratulations.
baby. Thank
So, what
you.
is it
So
on? When is it going
the
to be launched?
background that you see behind me is actually the cover for the book, and it's called SOAR Beyond Limits: Unleashing the Power Within. SOAR is an acronym for, the S is for strengths, identifying your strengths. The O is for overcome, overcoming limits, whatever they are. A is for achieving your goals, and R is around building a resilient mindset. And if you are willing to put in that work, which is all internal work, getting the foundation, that mental foundation right, if you are willing to do that work, you will soar beyond limits. You will unleash the power that is uniquely yours. And a lot of what I do in the book and in the conversations that I have with my clients is around clarity. You can end up anywhere if you don't have a destination in mind. So we start by understanding who you are, what's important to you, what are those core values, and what are you wanting to accomplish. And then that becomes the roadmap to get you from where you are to where it is that you would like to be. So it's Soar Beyond Limits, Unleashing the Power Within.
That's fantastic. And it launches when?
It launches March 25th. So almost time. 11 days from today. It's actually in the Kindle version, or the digital version is in pre-sale right now. And I've had a tremendous response to that. If you look at it today, you see the number one new release flag on Amazon, which I'm super excited about. So the pre-sales have been rolling in, and of the new books in business mentoring and coaching, it's the number one new release on Amazon right now.
Congratulations, Cassandra.
Thank
That's
you. Thank
fantastic.
you.
Let's see. This says LinkedIn user, but I know it's Brian Smart. Brian, you'll have to give StreamYard approval so that your name shows
Oh,
up.
so it
But
shows up. Yep.
yeah. So he says, Soar Beyond Limits, an amazing book. Yes. So,
He has had the opportunity to read it. Brian actually created the cover, so he's one of
oh,
the few that has had his hands on it already. Kim is reading it right now as well. She's a faithful follower of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show and shows so much support. So I am getting tremendous feedback, and I so appreciate it. But Brian is definitely in this boat with me to get this thing out into the masses, and I appreciate you, Brian.
great, great. And now let's put Kim up here. Kim says, of course, it was because you rock. Some of your Raven fans, Cassandra. That's great. Now
Oh goodness.
you have someone that is on the show that comes on and you talk about her all the time when I'm listening. That is in Grenada. Where is she and what is she up to?
Denise Annalise Spiller. She is a part of the fam, which is the four of us that are on the show every day. But
Okay.
she is the relentless traveler. And Denise found a point in her life where she was an empty nester and she didn't like it. And she wanted to know what was the next chapter of her life going to look like. What were the things she wanted to do? And she wanted to travel. She wanted to figure out how to make money from home or wherever it was that she is. And she turned that into a business, and not just a business, but a service. And she goes into Grenada and other countries, and she teaches the people there how to make money remotely, so that if they don't have access to get to where the real jobs are in their area, there's ways for them to work remotely from home and generate money anywhere. And she's spending a lot of time in Grenada and working with that community right now. So we had her back with us for a few weeks, and she recently went back to Grenada. So she's on and off, just depending on her availability and her internet access and the work that she's doing there. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Denise, and she's a wonderful woman.
Fantastic. So we got a short time here, Cassandra. Let's talk about what we have as a topic here: fostering a winning mindset. What are some
Mhm.
of the ideas or strategies if someone wants to have a winning mindset as the mindset coach? What are some of the things that you would advise them to do?
I would advise them back to the clarity conversation, Patrick. I would advise them first to define what winning looks like for them, what success looks like for them, not what mom said, not what people around you say you should be doing, but really get clear about what's important to you, and then size that against your values. Who are you? What are your non-negotiables? What are the things that are important to you? Get clear about those things. And when you know that, it gets so much easier to make good decisions. But the most important thing about a winning mindset is understanding that where you focus is going to determine more than anything what type of day, week, year, life you have. If you can give yourself the opportunity to start with gratitude. What am I grateful for? Even in a down season, even when things are difficult, there's a gift in there somewhere. And if you're willing to think, this may not be going the way I want, but I know eventually it's going to work out for my good. There's something that I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to gain strength. I'm going to gain resilience. I will learn things about myself that I wouldn't be able to learn on the mountaintop. Sometimes when we're in the valley is when we really figure out what it is that we're made of. So we have to learn to be grateful for those things too. And when we are coming from a place of gratitude, you feel lighter. You feel more energetic. You have a different pep in your step because you're not weighed down by the emotions of what you're experiencing, because we don't have to be captive of our emotions. We can gain control over our emotions and our thoughts if we're willing to do the inner work. So start with gratitude to adjust your focus, and then get really clear about what it is that you desire. I look back at my life, and every day didn't go the way I wanted, but every day contributed to me becoming who I am now. So I can be grateful for all of them, the days that were difficult as well as the days that were easy.
Fantastic. And that goes in line. I was listening to an interview by Coach Prime Dion Sanders. I'm a big fan, right?
Hmm.
And he was saying he never had a bad day. He had a bad
Hmm.
minute, a bad moment, a bad hour, but never a bad day. So that comes into exactly what you were talking about in terms of your mind, getting your mind clear and getting your mind right and focusing on that.
Yep. I begin every day with the first thoughts I allow myself to have. And it was allow in the beginning, but eventually it became my default, where the three things I'm grateful for. First thing in the morning, before my feet ever touch the ground, I think about three things that I'm grateful for. So you can
Mm,
imagine that already I'm conditioning my point of view. I'm conditioning my focus. I'm conditioning the way I think towards abundance and the things that I have versus the things that I don't. And it shapes my mindset. And
mhm.
when your mind is in that winning position and the obstacles show up, you can be creative. You can figure out ways to work around them because your mind is still working. When we're lost in our emotions, our mind shuts down and we just become overwhelmed and we can't think, and it takes us so much longer to find our way out of a difficult situation. So I lean on gratitude more than anything. I call it my life is a gratitude sandwich. I start my day and I end my day. What were three or a couple of things that I'm so grateful for that happened today? That's what I'm thinking about as I drift off to sleep. And when I wake up, the first thing I do is think about three things I'm grateful for.
I love that. A gratitude sandwich,
Yep.
beginning and the end. That's a great strategy because we do it in the morning, but we don't do it at night in terms of being thankful and grateful for just going through the day. So that's
Yep.
fantastic. Thank you for that. Anything else that
You're
you would,
welcome.
when we're fostering a winning mindset, any other strategies that you can share with our viewers and listeners?
I think the most important thing that we can do is to allow ourselves to really hear the thoughts that are going through our heads. Figure out the connection with your inner voice.
Hmm.
When you stump your toe, what are the things that you think? What's coming out? That gives you a clue of what's going on in there. When you have a bad day, when there's a quote unquote failure, I'm not a big believer in failure. There are learning opportunities. But when
Hmm.
things don't turn out the way that you want, do you look at that situation and go, what can I learn from this so that I can move forward? Or do you go, I knew I wasn't any good at this. I don't even know why I tried. That self-talk matters more than you will ever know. It's more important what you think about yourself than what it is that any other person thinks about us. But we put all of our time and our energy and our focus on trying to impress the other person. But what we need to do is get connected to our inner voice and do the work to reframe that where it's not serving us. Then we can really get out of our own way and accelerate the path towards the life that we say that we want so badly.
That's fantastic. I got to connect you with my wife as well. She's a therapist, and she
Oh,
has a show called Your Best Unleash. And the first
ooh,
episode was how to combat negative self-talk.
yes, I love that. Would love
Yeah.
to meet her. And
Yeah.
is she on YouTube also?
Yes, she is.
Okay, I have
At
to follow
Stephanie
her as well.
Jackman LCSW.
Awesome.
Yeah. So because we all have those thoughts, right? That we're not capable, that we shouldn't be doing things, that we can't do things, but they're just thoughts. It shouldn't be action.
The most powerful place is the space between our thoughts and our actions and ourselves. If we're not judging all of that as a indictment of self, then we can take a real honest look at it and find places where we have work to do. If I
Mhm.
make a mistake, I just made a mistake. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm a bad person,
That's right.
but that voice in my head may very well be telling me that. So I have created that space. What I do and what I say is what I do and what I say, but who I am, that's sacred. That's a whole different thing. That's my core. I can work on those things, but I have to have that space and not. That's why that people pleasing behavior is so bad. I can't make a mistake, perfectionism, because I have it tied to my being. And I don't, I gave myself that freedom a long time ago. Those are not the same things. The core of me is not indicative of everything that I do. So I can
Fantastic.
look at a mistake and actually analyze it instead of hiding from it because I see it as an indictment of self.
That's great. That's great. Jay says let's soar in 2020. Is that the Jay
That's Jay. Hey,
that's part of your
Jay.
show?
That Jay, and so is Brian. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Good. 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 Yeah. No, you guys do a fantastic job in the morning. I love it. I know it comes. I love it because it comes from a faith based discussion,
Absolutely.
and I love that. So kudos to you. So Cassandra, what?
Unapologetically lovers of the Lord.
There we go. There we go. Amen. Amen. So Cassandra, what is next for you outside of the book? What's next? What's on the horizon
Great
for you?
question. Great question. So we have a full year this year. So with the book, there's a SOAR challenge that we'll be launching after the book's been out for a little while and folks have had a chance to absorb it, because that'll give us a group setting where we can work on the concepts of SOAR and help people to integrate it more into their lives with actionable steps they can take with my guidance. By the end of the year, there will be a full course that they'll be able to take of the same thing. So we will be soaring all the way through 2024. That is for sure.
That's awesome. Congratulations. I
Thank
look
you.
forward
Thank you very much.
to see what you're doing, and maybe you can come back towards the end of the year, and or even come back for our 200th episode.
That would be an honor. I would love that.
Because we're going to make it fun. We're going to have a lot of giveaways. We'll have some returning guests and viewers. If you would want to be part of the show, I'm going to put my email up shortly, and you can email us if you want to be part of the show. It's going to be 1 hour as opposed to 30 minutes. So because 200 is huge.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
So we're looking
awesome.
forward to it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So two other questions, well, two parts. Number one,
Okay.
what would Cassandra Terry tell a younger Cassandra Terry at 20 years old? What would you tell a 20-year-old Cassandra Terry?
After I gave her the biggest hug that she's ever had in her life, I would tell her that she is enough. She is absolutely enough just the way she is. She does not have to be perfect. She does not have to say yes to everything. Her thoughts, her voice, what her boundaries matter. She can honor those. And if people fall away, they're not your people. It doesn't mean that you've lost something. You've actually gained information and you've gotten closer to being with the people who you really should be with. So you are enough just as you are.
Fantastic. And then we can't let you leave. All of our guests, we put them through what we call rapid fire.
Oh boy.
And
Okay.
this is where I ask some quick questions, and without thinking, I want you to just respond.
Okay.
Ready?
Hmm.
Favorite food?
Pizza.
Oh no. Oh boy, I am going to get some texts here from comments from there are two people that will comment, and one is Erica Bates. She loves that's her favorite food, and my dear wife, pizza is not really her
Pizza,
favorite
pizza,
food, but
pizza. It
it
should be
ranks up
a
there.
food group, its own food
Oh
group.
my gosh. What's your favorite place to vacation?
Anywhere tropical. I
Okay.
love Jamaica, so that's the first place that comes to mind.
Well, we're gonna have to have
Island.
you over in Barbados.
I have not been there yet, so I would love that.
So you got to get there. All right. Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time. Ooh, that's a hard one. Mm, goodness. I don't know. And you said do it without thinking, and absolutely
Yeah.
nothing comes to
Okay.
mind.
All right.
Probably something, I like something because I'm such an energy person. It's something
Huh?
funny. What's the movie? You shot me in my pinky toe. I
Who's
just
that?
thought of it with all Eddie Murphy and I can see it. I can see the movie, and I can't think of the name of it. But
If someone if
I
someone
go
knows the
for
movie, drop it in the chat.
Ryan, you know the movie because we laughed about it not too long ago. Jay, I can't think of the name of the movie, but it's going to be something funny because it keeps the energy up. A lot of even the stuff that's real, sometimes it's too real, and it'll just take me places I really don't want to go. So I'm big on protecting my energy. So definitely something funny. Harlem
Okay.
Nights. There we go.
I think that was Brian that says.
I'm sure it was because
Yeah,
we talked
yeah.
about that not too long ago.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Brian. Favorite quote?
My favorite quote. My favorite quote right now is if you believe it, you're halfway there. And I think
Mm,
that's Dwight Eisenhower. I believe
that's
so.
great.
Because it
Awesome.
just plays to the mindset.
Favorite scripture?
Ooh, my favorite scripture. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I think that's Philippians 4:13, because it reminds me of the dependency on Him.
Mhm.
And no matter how many accolades I get, how much I have going on, it's really Him working through me and giving me those divine downloads that allows that to happen.
Awesome. Love it. And last but not least, favorite song?
Ooh, favorite song. Today, so that changes, but my favorite song today is the Golden Girls, and I don't know why, but I've been singing it all day long. Thank
Okay.
you for being a friend.
Oh,
Ask
Cassandra,
me in
I
an
want to.
hour and you'll get a different answer.
Oh, okay. All right. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for taking the time to grace our stages of the 30. Any last things that you like to say to our viewers and listeners?
I really, I thank the fam for all that they do with me and for me every single day. But I actually want to thank my family. My husband is a great supporter. He has to do a lot without me because I'm off doing other things, and I'm sure he would rather me be by his side. And so I appreciate him giving me the lead way to strike while the iron's hot, because there's things going on right now that I really need to be a part of. My kiddos are my biggest cheerleaders. My mother is the only one that's a bigger cheerleader than they are, maybe. And so I'm really blessed to have a family and to have that support. And I really want to thank them for just allowing me and loving me as me, and understanding that I can't be anybody else. So here we go.
Well, great. Thank you, and thank them for allowing you to share what you have and what God has given you to the world. So great.
Thank you.
All right, Cassandra, thank you again for being here. May God continue to bless you and your family. And make sure, folks, go and get the book pre-sale, and make sure you get it.
Now. You can
It's
look
on
my
Amazon.
name up on Amazon. Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and get it. Go ahead and purchase it. Don't wait till March 25th. Get it now. All right. Cassandra, again, thank you for being here. And I'll make sure that as I'm watching and listening to the morning show, that I'll drop a comment.
Yes, I'm looking for that comment, Patrick. Even if it's just an emoji, a thumbs up, so I know you're out there.
All right. Great. Thank you again. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
So we've been talking to Cassandra Terry. As I said, she is an awesome person, an author. She's a life coach. She is in terms of corporate, she's a manager. She is a morning show host, and she does a lot. So I want to thank her for being here. I want to thank you for watching. I want to make sure that if you have any comments or any ideas, or if you'd like to be a guest on the 30, make sure that you drop me a comment here, info@jackmangroup.llc.com. That's info@jackmangroup.llc.com. Join us as we come to you next week, but get ready for our 200th episode. Love to have you here. We have lots of surprise guests and lots of giveaways. Also, make sure you join our community. It's the TJG2. That's the Jackman Group LLC community. Make sure that you join that. You can capture that, go back to the show and replay. Make sure you join our community. Be the first to hear what is going on within the Jackman Group community. And last but not least, if you are looking for a coach, we're going to be having our group coaching program kicking off this month. You can join that. This is for leaders or prospective leaders. Anyone, if you think that you are a leader or you desire to be a leader, make sure that you join us. It's called an Impact Leaders Group Coaching Program. Well, folks, that's about it for now. I want to thank you for being here. I certainly want to thank Cassandra and her community. And as we leave, may God bless you and your family. We'll see you next week. Peace.